Good night, fellow punters. The clock on the wall says 9:10, a bit later than I had planned. Ready to do the video about 7:30, and I had to go and pick up a bus for the morning. It was in sick bay for the weekend, or it was being used or something, but it wasn't at my base, so I had to pick it up. I got a lift over. And I have to do an extra hour and a half tomorrow and the next day for a man that has another bit of business on. I didn't actually see the last race there. I heard it. I heard Sicario won. I didn't have time to look at it yet. He was 3-1 last night. I think he was returning Tues. He was 15-8 and 7-4 in the evening. So I don't know what happened, but as long as he won, we go collect. And I was a bollocks today. I went against Lilith, who we won on at 10-1 in Punchestown last year, and I mentioned that last night, but I tipped her up and backed her the first run back there in November. I think it was the 6th or 8th of November. She ran disappointingly. And again, second time out, and I thought she might need the run, and I thought the other one might progress. So I complicated matters instead of keeping them simple, and that's what I do always advise people when they're betting and trying to keep things simple. Don't complicate the matter. But otherwise would have had 2 out of 3. And the other one, I'd looked at the video last night of the winner of that chase today, and she was very iffy at a few hurdles, and I said she might need a bit of experience, an educational ride today, but she looked good. She'll win again. She's a right little mare, that one. She had been second in a point to point, I think, first time out. But anyway, I made a few pound anyway. That's the main thing. If we're winning a few pound, we're not losing a few pound. Like my favourite band, Dire Straits. Though stuff is a bit Dire Straits tomorrow. But there's a horse there running in the 4:30 at Taunton. A horse called Clay. It ran on the flat for Richard Hannon. And it was rated in the high 70s, 77, 77, 76. But it tailed off its form last April because it had a bad run. It was beaten 23 lengths. Changed into Neil King. 3 runs in quick succession. You always see that, or when you always see that, you know that they're trying to get it handicapped. So I always add 40 pounds or 42 to their handicap mark. So let's say we'll go a medium there of 75. That'll put her sort of, or him, 115, 117, 119, and it's 91 tomorrow, up 2 pounds. It's about 7th or 8th in the middle of the pack in this race. In red and yellow sleeves. Keep an eye on it. Actually, keep the 2 eyes on it.
Towards the left of the field as we look down, but travelling well into the race. They're going over the third from home. Noble Savage was just lead over Silver Atom, who took it in second. Half the Freedom, then Mirandi second. They're then being followed by Tell Him Listen, who continues now to begin to lay down a challenge as they take the second last. Noble Savage just had the lead over Half the Freedom and Tell Him Listen. Then Silver Atom on the far side together with Mirandi second. Next trying to pick up from a long way back is Clay as they race down now inside the final furlong and a half on towards the final flight of hurdles. Half the Freedom now just has the lead over Mirandi second over on the far side. Tell Him Listen still has every chance as they go over the final flight of hurdles, and Half the Freedom has got the lead, driven clear as they race up towards the line, and it is Half the Freedom who's out in front. Half the Freedom wins. Mirandi second may just get second. It was pretty close, and staying on to...
I'd call that not too busy, Nico de Bonneville. We have, it's a 2-horse race tomorrow. Pleasant Man, and that one is the 2. And in that situation, I thought that might improve enough if the handbrake is off, back after 11 days. But Pleasant Man is back after 6 days, and definitely a reverse forecast. I think it's my 3rd time in 12 months or 11 months saying maybe to do a reverse forecast. The other 2 went in. I think it's a 2-horse race. If everything goes according to plan, that'll pay 8 or 9 to 1. But But at 7-2, 100-30, Clay the win bet and reverse forecast with Pleasant Man. That opened 9-4. There's money for it, but I think things will settle in the market in the morning, and we'll see how it goes. There's 2 shorties tomorrow. I rarely do this, but the reason I'm doing it is there's a bus horse out tomorrow, Queen's Gamble. It opened up 10-11, and it's into 4-6 there now as best price. That done us a good turn in Cheltenham in November. And I was very impressed with the first time out in Cheltenham. So it's going for the Cheltenham bumper. They're going picking up this bit of cash. That's the plan. A listed race on the way. It won that bumper very well, and it ran really well in Cheltenham both times. It was 10s into 8s the last couple of days for the Cheltenham bumper, but you can't back it on its own. So I said, what will we do with it? So we have a 4-5 shot here, half dozen. This run won really snug the last day. So 4-5 and 4-6 is a 2-1 double. So if it comes in, you know, we don't have to be risking big money to win. I always say bet small, win big. Bet big, lose big. This lad won on the snaff the last day. Harry Cobden.
Round of hurdling is just
He's
about
on the very right.
in front. Imac Wood is
With the
dropping
white
back
cap.
quickly, half dozen white cap. And the check jacket of Tom Scooter on Gilles Ajoud moving up to attack on either side of Gardner. Almost 5 in a line there because the nose banded Bano Bay Boy and Kenzai Warrior on the inner are joining in. So racing down into the dip for the final quarter mile. And it's Gilles Ajoud who's moved through to take over under the Scudamore Drive. Half dozen, though, on the outside is still looking threatening. Gardner relegated to third, and then Bano Bay Boy. They've broken away now from Kenzai Warrior. And half dozen on the right has sauntered up to come and have a go at Gilles Ajoud as they take the final flight. Little separating them on landing, but Cobden is still exuding confidence here on half dozen, who now noses ahead. Gilles Ajoud is sticking to the task. Cobden shakes up half dozen just to make sure, and he's going to win a shade cheekily. Half dozen, too good.
He's up £6. Couldn't have stopped him there. So they are the ones for tomorrow. In Lovers of the Goo, there's a 2-mile race tomorrow night, and there's a bit of a gamble going on Floorman for Ollie Murphy. It opened up 11-2. It's into 5-2 and 2-1 in places now, I see. So that seems to be Murphy's Yard is in good form now. I had picked it out as a sort of an each way play, as there was only 6 of them, but it was good back for him. Blazian 5 is no slouch. It has won, but it's up in the ratings now. So the must think that they have a chance at this tomorrow. Be interested to see what when he was with Ray Beckett there, he was rated 85. He won off 64 and 73. 2 bad runs there over hurdles. So the ground was against it, obviously. Anyway, I'm rattling on. I get this in the oven and get it up and get me dinner. Bash the bookies over and out. I normally sing a song on a Monday night, but I had nothing sort of prepared with this evening. So I might do that tomorrow night. And I might read some of the comments. So leave anything you want. And I won't answer them tonight, and I'll read them tomorrow night.